Hello, everybody. We're really getting through the class. Now we're up to chapter 8. We've just finished our combination workout, something fun and exciting. And so now I'm just going to cover chapter 8 real quick. So, chapter 8 is all about managing your weight. This is not about just weight loss, which many people think. It is a combination of, even though you saw in chapter 6 that we can be skinny fat, which means that even though you may be of normal weight, your body fat percent is a little high. So we're working on doing this and making sure that that is the case. There are also many of us who are working towards increasing our lean muscle mass and thereby increasing total body weight. So that's what this is about, and this is to help you get some information. So again, make sure you're reading the chapter, look through the PowerPoints, look at the best diet plan that you can see underneath the see it. And then you're going to do worksheet number 3, why do we eat what we eat? This is a little evaluation to determine emotional eating. Please understand we all emotionally eat. We're close to Thanksgiving or some holiday, and you may think like, wow, I can't wait for the big turkey dinner. That's an emotional eating thing. It doesn't mean that you're bad or that it's awful. It just means that we love to eat. Um, and we associate eating with good things, comforts, and we want to take some of those things into consideration and know ourselves a little bit better. We'll also do worksheet 21, all or nothing. Okay, and so from that standpoint, though, you'll also see that we have labs 8.1, and this is one that people make errors on all the time, so I'm going to show you that. And then 8.2 and 8.3 are optional, and they're only there to help you if your goal is indeed weight loss. And then 8.4 is a junk food detective thing, and that's kind of interesting. So again, we're going to go and you're going to take a look at the nutrition website, www.nutrition.gov, taking a look at weight management and some of the frequently asked questions there. And you're going to make some comments and talk about that and what you found out there. And then, of course, the mastering as always. So let's get to our lab 8.1. Okay, as we go to 8.1, once again, I'm opened it up in the Adobe Reader file, and it's a writable file. So if I go and I fill in all of this information, so we know our weight and we know our height in inches from the previous lab. I'm hoping that we know our year. So again, I'm just going to write in my numbers. And then I'm going to show you how it auto calculates for me in one specific category. After I get those numbers in, it fills that all in for men because I filled in the men's category. So I would want to actually correct that and fill in the correct category. And so when I'm doing that, if I've made that error, which is very common, go back and erase the numbers in there so that it does not use that calculation for the rest of your work. So now I've gotten that in there and I can see that my BMR for my basal metabolic rate, just the ability to walk through my general day at rest, I need 1,438 calories. So that's the thing. Then I want to take a look at this and I'm going to pay attention to the next part where it says, what is my total energy expenditure throughout the day? So what would be my thing to do if I really were to include my exercise, my activity, and my lifestyle? So I go through this and I want to take a very good look at what it is that I do. And so we will choose, and we will go to choosemyplate.gov in chapter 7. And you can certainly go there and look to see what you think your activity levels are. But let's take a look at these categories as listed. So right here we have a sedentary, which is little or no exercise at all. Literally, you sort of get up, you go through your day, and you don't plan exercise. Remember, not necessarily activity, but exercise following the FITTE principles. So light exercise, I do some stretching, some maybe light cardio. I walk around at my 60 to 70% target heart rate zone for 30 minutes, 1 to 3 times per week, or I play a sport 1 to 3 times per week. And then here's where we're literally in our zone and we're working out based off of a normal exercise routine of 3 days to 5 days per week with approximately 30 to 45 minutes of aerobic activity, or I'm playing a sport and I participate in exercise and participate in working out 3 to 5 days per week. The next group are those very active, hard exercise people. This is where you are doing high intensity interval training at least 3 times per week. You're exercising around 7 times per week. You have a crazy workout schedule where you're doing double workouts a day. You're doing things like that. And this one right here is for super athletes, people who are training and conditioning, and professional athletes. These are probably none of us are in this category right now. So I would put myself into the category here. And so I literally put my EE right here. So I put my BMR. So that again was 1438.50. I put that number in here and I press enter. And that calculates out the number of calories I would need a day. So this is vitally important. You do not fill each and every one of these out. You select one. When we're talking about calories and calorie usage, we follow it sort of on a weekly basis. And so if you are more likely to be very active, you would select this one. Filling all of these out is not really a good indication of what we want to be doing on a day-to-day basis. So once you've filled that out and you get one number, then you can go through and take a look at the rest of them. I have several people who begin to tell me that they have an energy balance of something like negative 400. If that's the case and you're having a daily energy negative of 400, then that's very interesting. So let's say that I were to say that my total intake of calories per day was 1200. Okay, 1220. And I put back in that number from up here that was 1438.50. Okay, and I can just copy and paste it into here. If I do that, then it shows that I'm in the negative 218.5 calories. If that were the case, then you can see that I would be pretty much balanced and I'd be okay. Or if I were 200, but because I'm above that, I'm under the above 201, then I would be losing weight on a regular basis. So take that into consideration and figure out how many calories do you truly think that you're consuming in a day. And I find that people, this is a very interesting number. You will be estimating this today, or if you've gone ahead and gone to the choosemyplate.gov and input some things, you will have that. We will revisit this lab after we've completed chapter 7, but for right now, you can give your best estimate of what you're doing. Okay, then you will go through and you'll be able to finish doing the rest of this as directed. I hope that's helpful. Now let's take a look at the next lab.